And it says, Then cometh Simon Peter following him, and went into the sepulchre, and he seeth the linen clothes lie, and the napkin that was about his head, not lying with the linen clothes, but wrapped together in a place by itself. The Bible is very clear. Jesus was wrapped up in two separate cloths. One for the body, one for the face. The Shroud of Turin has it all as one cloth. It might be an old rag, but it's not the one Jesus was buried in. It might even be 2,000 years old. I wouldn't argue about that. But it's not the one Jesus was buried in. See, the linen clothes were laid by themselves. In Luke chapter 24, we see the same thing. Then if you read in Isaiah chapter 50, this prophecy about Jesus said, I gave my back to the smiters, he was whipped, and my cheeks to them that plucked off the hair. When Jesus was buried, he didn't have a beard. The Shroud of Turin shows a beard. It's a good fundraiser for the Catholic Church, but it's not the rag Jesus was buried in. Okay? Plus 1 Corinthians tells us, doth not nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? The Shroud of Turin shows Jesus with long hair. We know from Scripture Jesus could not have had long hair. It would have been a shame. Plus, there were people who were called Nazarites from Numbers chapter 6. Now, the vow of the Nazarite was, the Nazarite would say, I'm going to do something for God, and until I do, I won't eat anything that comes from a grape, I won't kill anybody or get near a dead person, and I won't cut my hair or shave. And several other things, Numbers chapter 6. That's the vow of the Nazarite. Jesus was not a Nazarite. He was from Nazareth, which means he was a Nazarene, but he's not a Nazarite. There is no connection between the two. Samson was a Nazarite. He took a vow and said, I'm going to get rid of the Philistines. Well, he never did it. So his hair kept getting longer and longer, and God promised he would give him the power to do his vow if he would, do certain things. Samson never did it. Even back then, long hair was a shame, because anybody with long hair, everybody would think, oh, I wonder what he promised and didn't do. It was a sign he hadn't fulfilled his promise yet. So it was a shame, even back in the days of Samson. And Jesus could not have had long hair. If you look at the coins from the days of the Roman Empire, you see they all had short hair. You see the little olive wreath around the guy like Caesar, had short hair. If Jesus had long hair and everybody else had short hair, why did Judas have to go kiss him? To pick him out of the crowd. Judas could just say, oh, it's a long-haired fella, go get him. No, Jesus did not have long hair at all. Next question, where can I take courses about scientific creation? Well, there are lots of good Bible colleges. I've spoken in probably 20 Bible colleges that offer material on creation. Our ministry has produced a college course, CSE 101, CSE 102, CSE 103, and CSE 104 coming soon, where you can get college credit by studying my seminar at much slower, much more detail. You might want to get information from Landmark Freedom Baptist Curriculum. They've got good creation science curriculum for homeschoolers, if you want to get their stuff. You might want to call Don Boys. He's got a creation science curriculum up in near Chattanooga, Tennessee, in Ringgold, Georgia. He's a good friend of mine. You might want to get the Creation Study Guide from the Whitlock and Garowitz. I've met them years ago down in South Florida. They have a course on scientific creationism. You can call Charles Lynn or get the material through our ministry. He and I have developed a course on scientific creationism, just a homeschool course that somebody can take for probably upper elementary level students if you want more on like that, more on that topic. Next question. Do you really have a PhD? All you got to do is get on the internet and find all the skeptics who have blasted me, and there's 137 anti-Hovind websites at last count. And they're almost all of them spread information around among themselves. Nobody seems to check out the original source. And they'll say, well, Hovind doesn't really have a PhD. Well, yes, I do. Okay. PhD in the dictionary means Doctor of Philosophy. That's what it means, okay? I graduated from Patriot University, which is a non-accredited small Christian school. They have about 400 students. They've had about, probably 400 graduates over the years. There are about 25 graduates every year, usually 2 or 3 in the doctoral program. And you can finish by correspondence, which is what I did. It took me 9 years. I worked real hard for my degree. I don't know if anybody works for theirs or not, but I worked for mine. And yes, you can get their phone number here and call them. Patriot used to be part of Hilltop Baptist Church, and it was connected with them for many years. Patriot, their correspondence school grew so large, they moved out, bought a separate house, have a 3-story house, or three-level, split-level house, that runs their ministry out of just all their correspondence school. And so some idiots have got this picture of this house on the internet as the school where Dr. Hovind graduated from. I don't have a clue where the house is in the first place, okay? And it doesn't matter. This is where they are now. It's not where they were when I went to school, when I took my degree. And even if it was, it wouldn't matter, okay? Many major universities have a doctoral program with one student, or 2 students. It doesn't matter. And there's all kinds of colleges that offer degrees over the internet. Correspondence it's perfectly legitimate. But if somebody doesn't like my degree, they don't have to call me Dr. Hovind. They can call me Kent or Mr. or Hey You. Let's get back to the topic now, okay? Talk about creation and evolution. Next question. Who wrote the book of Genesis? Well, this is really a very interesting question. The book of Genesis is written by 10 different authors. Some of the scoffers in the last few hundred years have argued Genesis has 4 different authors, Well, there's actually more than 4. But their argument is we have the JEPD for Yahwist, Elohist, Priestly, and Deuterist. And they'll say 4 different groups of people wrote the book of Genesis, and they did it for political gain, so they could make money or something like that. Who knows? Genesis, actually, was written by 10 different authors. And if you get the Defender's Bible by Henry Morris, he's got an excellent footnote right there in Genesis chapter 2, verse 4, about the teledoths, the 10 different authors of the book